right, welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you with us, Sport Federation TV. Of course, every week we take a look at what's happening with sport in the Western Cape. Well, if you've been watching the show, you know that dance sport in the province is absolutely flying. And we've got Latin, ballroom, hip-hop, acro, so many dance sport codes. And of course, in studio with me now is Faygon zuidenhout and Zia Abdol. Guys, nice to have you in studio.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Zia, is it the first time for you?
Yes,
First time for you. And Faygon.
It's my first time as well.
I was about to say, I'm sure it's the first time for you, both of you.
Definitely.
In fact. Faygon, let's start quickly with you.
Yeah.
Dance sport. I mean, before we even talk about what's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Dance sport's flying at the moment. Western Cape dancing really making a name for South Africa.
Yeah, no, look, it's definitely, I think it's always been in the shadows for the longest of times, but I think ever since it became more publicized on TV, like with Strictly Come Dancing and those type of things, it's really picked up quite a lot. And now that we're obviously branching out to the other dance styles like hip hop and acro, it's really booming big time, especially on social media. It's doing fantastic.
Zia, we've really been waiting to get you in studio because we know you've had some awesome success in the world of dancing. But for the folks that are just watching now for the first time, which is your specific code? Because there's so many different dance codes.
Mine's ballroom and Latin.
Ballroom and Latin.
Ballroom and Latin American dance.
Yeah, yeah. So how does that work compared to the other guys from a competition perspective? Do you guys have to, do you have the same amount of competitions? Do you have to do the same amount of training?
I wouldn't say the same amount of training, but different kinds of training, and we prepare differently to the other codes.
Yeah, yeah. What does that mean when you say you prepare differently? Do you have to train 2, 3, 4 times a week?
It depends on how you want yourself to be. If you want to be the best, you train every day. Really?
So do you train every day?
Yes.
Because I know that you want to...
I do.
Faygon, what about our dancing structures and clubs in Western Cape? Is it the same for everybody? Everyone start, or does it become more serious when there's a big competition coming up?
Look, I think it's serious throughout the year. I think it's just generally in the beginning of the year when comp season hasn't started yet and everyone is still friendly and smiling with each other. But I think as the comps start coming closer, people get more serious, people get a bit more political. But I mean, it's all exciting. It's all part of dance sport. And that's what keeps things, I suppose, keeps all of us on our toes, which is fantastic.
With you guys, it's one of those sports, though, that people like to do socially as well.
Correct.
So even if there's no competition, people just like to dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even the world of like social competitive dancing, which...
Social competitive
I promise you, even that exists. Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work, Zia? Do you do social competitive dancing?
No.
All right, Faygon, we have to ask you this.
No, for sure. So obviously there's the world of social dancing where there's specifically, people that are not really, shall we say, very talented. They're not very talented, but they love dance so much. So they'll go to a coach, but now for them, the social part of it became so competitive for them that they actually started having competitions about it.
Right. So it's the migration. So in the beginning it's
100%.
social and you're still giving it a go, and then you start realizing, okay, I actually want to take it a bit more serious.
Yeah.
And then eventually they transition to like the real competitive dancing.
Yeah.
If they see that they actually have a talent here.
Yeah. Zia, your more recent competition, I mean, we know that you're competing all the time. Interprovincials, is that right?
Yes.
Tell me about that and how did it go?
It was great. I would have loved to win that competition. But I ended up third, which is actually good because it was a very tough section. The adult championships, they are really tough. They don't back down for anything, no matter who you are. So it was a fight, but it was a good fight.
But of course, it's not you on your own when you're doing this.
Yeah, this my partner as well.
Yeah. Tell us a little about your partner and how much do you guys train together and how did you come together?
He never wanted to dance with me. But we ended up together anyway. I'd say we have a good relationship and friendship, and that plays a big role in the partnership. Yeah. And we train about 3 times a week. Yeah. And sometimes we train more when we have the time or when we plan on dancing more. And it's good. My partnership, it's a healthy partnership.
Yeah. Faygon, big competition for you guys coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Interprovincials, right?
No,
sorry.
Western Province. Western Cape.
Western Cape Championships.
Yeah.
But how does that work? Is that then clubs coming or is it individuals coming?
Yeah, so I think it's a variety. So yes, mostly it will be studios coming through. There are obviously the odd dancers that kind of do their own thing, but they do kind of come under a club specifically.
Yeah.
So this is obviously all the clubs within the different regions
Yeah.
that are coming down in the regions in the Western Cape, and they're obviously coming to do the Western Cape provincials.
So you've got athletes. Are you competing, Zia?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So you've got the best of the Western Cape.
Yeah.
Basically.
And this is, of course, at Belhar,
Yes.
the indoor
Sports center.
complex
Yeah.
there. It starts on Saturday, I believe, at 5 p.m. Is that right? Or
No, so it starts earlier. It's going to start at 12, registrations at 10:30, and obviously we'll have the little kiddies. We obviously don't want them to be dancing too late
Yeah.
at night. So the evening or the gala event starts at 5 p.m.
the gala event.
Yeah.
So when Zia and friends starts to dance, when the
Zia
fans,
and friends.
yes, when all the fancy dresses come out, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, Zia. What are we expecting? The fans? Is it open to the public?
Yes,
Yes,
So people
open
can come
to
and
the
watch?
public.
definitely.
So Faygon says about the fancy dresses and all that. Yeah, what are you expecting? Are you expecting? I believe that the fancy dress part is a massive part for you guys.
It is.
Plays a big role.
Yeah. So that's big money, a lot of preparation, all about the dress.
Big money in capital letters.
Yeah. So what do you have to prepare? Shoes, dress, everything?
Shoes, dress, accessories, hair, makeup, everything, mindset.
Someone was telling me that some of you guys, when you're competing this, you come with your own makeup artist.
Some's got their personal makeup artist, yes.
Right? Is that how serious it is, Faygon?
Yes.
For men and women?
Not so
Not-
much for the men.
yeah.
The men kind of just will get assisted, but men tend to just do it more to kind of for the sweat control. But from a woman's point of view, there's even a lady that comes specifically to the comment. She takes bookings
Yeah.
for girls to do their hair and makeup.
Wow.
It's very intense.
So
It
it's
is
really serious.
competitive on another
Yeah.
level.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
intense.
Okay, Zia, tell me about the competition though. What are you expecting? How does it work? You get on the floor, you compete, you get knocked out, you get to go again. How does that work for you?
So this time, we'll only compete once. It won't be like your quarter or your semi. This will be a straight final because it's only competitors in the Western Cape.
Yeah. How
So-
many athletes, Faygon, when you're talking about different provinces, clubs? I mean, I understand there's close on 300 people participating.
Yeah, it's 300 people, but essentially it'll come down to like 150 couples because they're all partnered up.
Yeah, okay.
So, and it's stretched across different age groups, different sections, different levels of dancing.
Right.
So, as much as it seems like there's going to be 150 couples, for example, in an adult championship section, specifically in the Western Cape, I think we have about a total of 7 or 8 dance couples that represent the province at this point in time. And then, obviously, due to certain circumstances, not all of them will be there. But that's what she was saying in this scenario, she could potentially be a straight final.
Well, okay, so we don't want to put any muckers on it, so we just say good luck, basically.
Yeah.
But I see you both proudly wearing the provincial
Yes.
colours, so obviously you're going to be flying the flag for Western Cape.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah, and are there other athletes that are coming there? Are they looking at you guys and going, if we do really well here, we might one day be able to achieve
Yes.
what the two of you have had?
100%.
Is that what you're aiming for?
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So the exposure for dance sport is something that is quite important for more people to join clubs and come and join where you guys train?
Yeah, so that the sport can grow even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How, if I want to join and put on the fancy shoes and come and join you guys, how do I join? How do I find out more about dance sport? How do I come and join a club or your club?
There are social media that they post on social media, but there's literally clubs in almost every place.
Okay.
And everywhere you'll find a dance club.
So I
You
can just Google.
yes, and
Google
you'll
you
find
guys
it.
and I'll
yes,
find you.
Yes.
Yeah, Faygon, best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you. There's
You
a lot
know,
of work.
Yeah, and we want to see all the videos and all the photographs and look everyone looking
Definitely.
fancy.
Definitely.
And Zia, you obviously need to get a bit of rest now, so you can go home and do your and do you sleep in everything the night like all
No,
prepared?
like tonight we've got training for
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, that's tomorrow's thing. Makeup and hair.
All right, guys. Best of luck, and we can't wait to see
Thank you.
how it goes.
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right, folks. That's of course the Western Cape Dance Championships that are happening in Belhar at the sports arena. It's open to the public, and the main section, of course, starting at 5 o'clock, but already starting with dancing at 12 o'clock. So go down and check it out. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.